As I was pondering what to say this Sunday and how to say it, I thought of President Roosevelt's fireside chats during the Depression and World War II. People huddled around their radios and somehow felt that he was right there in the room, speaking to them. And that is precisely why I made this poster with your names and many of your pictures from our new directory. I wanted to feel connected to you. I wanted to see your faces and to think of you. I wanted us to feel united together in spirit. Brothers and sisters, we are indeed connected in the Spirit of God. I am feeling how scary these days are for us. Our world has been turned upside down. It has changed each and every one of our lives. I am thinking of how alone some of us might feel, about how we might have a case of cabin fever because we are restricted to our homes unless it is an emergency. As I wrote this meditation, in my mind I gravitated back to two women from history who have long inspired me, Anne Frank and Julian of Norwich. First, Anne Frank. This girl actually, was confined to one room that she shared with her entire family for 2 long years. Fleeing Nazi persecution of Jews, the family of 13-year-old Anne Frank moved from Germany to Amsterdam, where they sought refuge. During this time, Frank wrote about her experiences. Her wisdom is timeless. It speaks so powerfully to us today. Let us now hear some of her wisdom. You must trust your own potential and unlock it. Anne asks us to tap into our God-given inner strength to know that we will get through this. We must believe that one day this will be over. Never stop working on yourself. We all have plenty of time for self-reflection these days. What we are today can be evolved into something greater, something more radiant and flourishing. According to Anne, one must strive to be a better version of ourselves. Each day brings us a new opportunity, and we must harness it to work on ourselves, to become something that we aspire to be. We are all inherently good. Anne Frank said this, I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are truly good at heart. Yes, there is something horrible happening in our world, but we must not lose sight of all the good that is happening in our world right now. Appreciate what you have and you'll be happy. Anne Frank said this, I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains. She did not focus on what she did not have. She focused on what she did have. She saw the beauty, even though she couldn't go outside. She had a rich imagination and could visualize the grandness that surrounded her. She chose to be positive. Anne would want us to open our eyes, look around, and realize the beauty that surrounds us. Always be hopeful. I think that peace and tranquility will return again, she said. Anne had hope, which is such a powerful tool. It is a light that guides us. It gives people something to look forward to. Anne asks us not to lose hope, even in the face of dark tragedies. Despite horrific life events, she never lost hope for a better life, a better country, a better world. We must learn to guard the lamp of hope from getting extinguished. A world without hope is nothing but a perpetual machine of darkness. Practice writing as a means of meditation. It seems to me, Frank said, that later on, neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old girl. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing. The world had been cruel to her, but that never stopped her from writing down her positive and hope-filled thoughts. In fact, according to Anne, the more she wrote, the more emotionally relieved she felt. So write it down, friends. Start a journal. Anne Frank, a spirit-filled young girl who never got to live past the age of 15, gives us a treasure trove of wisdom that is indispensable, especially for many of us today. Though she had to endure hard times, her faith and love for humanity never faded. May we also be inspired by Julian of Norwich. She lived during the plague that decimated Europe. Half the population of Europe died, and the plagues continued for years. She lived in a cell at St. Julian's Church for 50 years. Her cell did not have a door, only 3 windows. The most important one opened into the church so she could see the altar. A second small window allowed her to receive meager food rations. The third window provided a source of light, although it was covered with translucent material, so no details of everyday life going on in the town were clear to her. She had astonishing visions of Jesus, his suffering, his compassion, his mercy, and love. For 50 years, her mantra was this: all will be well. All manner of things shall be well. Friends, all will be well. All manner of things shall be well. May we be drawn to these words because they are a comforting promise. They steady our nerves and calm our souls. It's what we can whisper to ourselves so we don't sink below the point of no return. They can keep our heart company lest we fall into despair. Brothers and sisters, trust this: all will be well. All manner of things shall be well.